All right, so we need to have a little bit of a discussion here with Jui Nianji. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that name, but we have a little bit until this character officially comes out on the global version of Reverse. As we can see here, she is a burst, damage dealing unit, DPS, and a follow up attack unit. I'm mainly really talking about this character due to the fact that she is going to be a limited character on the 1.6 update, I believe. Let me jump back here. 1.6, she is brand new to the Chinese version of the game. And then I saw this little bit of a post here on the Reverse 1999 subreddit, and that the problem with her is that she deals 30 to 60% most of the time on higher end, more damage than any other character in the game at all portrait ranks, especially at P5 compared to other P5 performances. This makes Affluence this makes Affluence advantage, which is 30% damage boost, completely obsolete. Okay, that's fair enough. And then other than a plant team to counter her weakness, which is Star, because she might be too squishy for those fights in terms of skipping every character to P5 her. So we're going to be talking about that. There was a post here. It is all Chinese, though. I tried to use the Google Translate function. It's just really hard to look at the comparisons. So, I mean, we'll be going over that later down the road to really understand just how much of a monster she is, because here it continues saying this means that from the 1.6 onwards we will see either a massive case of power creep relative to 1.5 to 1.0 to 1.5 with every future unit on the level of Jui to actually incentivize rolling past her. And then he goes on to saying that the devs messed up. So the real question is, do you just skip Black Dwarf? Do you skip Shaman? Do you skip 37? Do you skip 6? Do you skip all of these units to get these monster of a unit? Because she is a 6-star, she's mineral, and she does reality dealing damage. She specifies and, just does a lot in that. And then the reason why he is talking about this is because she has two little sub abilities she has. She has Liqueur and she has Cheers. Liqueur, she enhances her follow-up attacks, and this can be stacked. So could be a possible issue. Cheers is the maximum possible amount of liqueur consumed by 1 and minimum amount consumed plus 1. If sufficient, all liqueur will be consumed instead of the reduced by 1. So you would just consume all the liqueurs at once. This goes into effect with her single target, being that she consumes all liquor, and then obviously with the ultimate, she just does a lot of damage, and she also have a buff card. So granted, with a lot of gacha games, limited characters are supposed to be strong, and I believe somewhere in here somebody mentioned that I forgot where it was. I did see this earlier, so there's probably more comments. Just trying to do a quick run through right here. Someone saying gacha games has power creep. All gacha games have power creep, if you don't know. So I'm not going to spend too much time looking for that. But typically, a limited character, anniversary character, or a New Year's character, those three specific categories, obviously depending on the particular gacha that you're talking about, the limited character is supposed to be very, very strong. Now, she is coming out for the Chinese New Year, which is the Year of the Dragon, and I believe she is somewhat, a little bit inspired by that. I don't know. I got that feeling based off of her color scheme. It symbolizes to me like a dragon, but I could be completely wrong with that. So in my mind, that's essentially what she's inspired by, and the fact that she is a Chinese I mean, it's focused about Chinese New Year. That much is very true in my mind as well, given that Chinese New Year is pretty much like right around the corner, and Reverse is trying to capitalize on that. So, do you skip all the coming characters to focus on this character? So let's go ahead and check out the upcoming characters. We are going to be having, obviously, Black Dwarf coming out. I'm talking about the 6-star characters and specifically. So Black Dwarf, we are going to be having Shaman coming out, and then the 1.4 patch, we are going to be having 37 and 6. 1.5, we would be having the Ezra Theodore and the Bathodia, those units, and then you would just skip all of that for Jui Nazir. Again, I might be butchering that name. Oh well, big whoop. And it seems like she's the only 1.6 character coming out, from what I can tell. Honestly, it's up to you. I think initially right now I'm going to be skipping the Black Dwarf banner because I already have a strong mineral attacking character in Eternity. Granted, Black Dwarf can probably do a little bit more damage, being a better single target character, but that's just me. So we'll get by Black Dwarf. I may or may not summon for Shaman. We'll see about that. But we'll definitely have more discussions about the limited character that has just come out in the Chinese version to fully understand, what exactly she does and if you actually should be skipping everything and just summoning for her.